grateful to coach these guys. Just praise God for their character, the way they walk. They're steadfast, they're immovable, they're gritty, they're resilient. It's just amazing. And he gets the glory because he put these guys all together, and the way they've sharpened each other throughout the course of the season has been amazing. We're a very young team. I said that at the beginning of the year. I don't know if anybody in our league is playing as many freshmen and sophomores as we are. And so you get to these moments, and then you have to have people, men, that have been through this. And so to see his play at the end of regulation, to block that shot in addition to the other 6 that he had, the offensive rebound putback was critical. To see Eric's poise to stick through all the manhandling that he goes through and to be able to knock free throws down and go back and get the basketball, just really, really inspired by their play tonight.
Thank you, Coach. We'll take questions for the student athletes. Please say your name and affiliation and who the question's directed to. Who would like to start? We'll start here in the front. Wait, the mic's coming. Sorry.
Jay Kopstick, Big 5 Podcast. Eric, this is for you. A couple months ago, I was covering a game, and afterwards, Coach said when Justice plays like this, it's inspiring to the rest of the team. So when you see him put on a performance like this tonight on this stage, what does that mean to you guys to see all that?
I mean, Justice is a leader. What he does, I'm not shocked at all. We've been going through this all summer. He's been blocking our shots like that. So I'm not surprised at what he do because he always stands up to the moment when the moments get high, and he always steps up when we need him the most.
We'll go in the back row.
Matt Moderno, Believe in DMV Hoops Podcast. Eric, how's it feel just being home to be able to get a win like this?
It feels amazing to have my senior year here back in D.C. where I started at, because I also did my freshman year here as well. It means a lot because I get to have a lot of people come out to support. So I'm really grateful.
Aaron in the front.
Aaron Bracey from Big5Hoops.com. Justice, what can you say about your first half? 6 blocks. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, no, I would say right before the game, one of my teammates, Sean Simmons, he walked out to me and just told me how much they trust in me and how much this team believes in me. And I think just kind of hearing that, it's tough not to go out there and give it your all. So it was just the confidence from my teammates and just believing in each other. Yeah.
Shout out Sean, man.
Yeah.
Go third row on your right.
John Titel from HoopsHD.com for Justice. In the Ivy League, the conference tournament only lasts 2 games max. Now that you're here in a conference that's bigger with a larger tournament, how does it feel knowing that you have to win game after game after game just to get it all done?
So I'm used to playing back-to-back games. It's gonna be playing 3, hopefully 4 games in a row. It's gonna be different, but we just gotta trust in each other, and we make the game simple for each other. We have good chemistry, so you don't have to expend as much energy because you know that your teammates have your back, and yeah, so I'm not really worried about that at all. Yeah.
Any further questions for the student athletes? Thank you, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Get out of here.
Congrats.
Get back and eat and recover. Well done, boys. Love you guys.
All right, we'll take questions for Coach. We'll start in the front.
Coach, I believe this was after your A-10 opener. You had said Justice had come up to you and said this is the most basketball that he had ever played. So
Yeah.
now that you're here at the conference tournament,
Yeah.
you see that culminate in a
Yeah.
performance like this on a stage like this. What is, how exciting is that for you to see?
Yeah, I mean, I tell him, the last few weeks when he's, as these games and the magnitude of these games, as we were going on our run, as we were playing senior night, as Eric was trying to break the record, as we were playing in the official day of Fran Dunphy, last night, today, I tell him when he comes out for the introductions, this is what you came here for. This is what we told you. And so we'll build you for it, but you got to know that in your foundation, you're built for this. He's just not used to it. His body is not used to this. And we didn't get him last spring. We got him late May, so you start summer, and you got to indoctrinate him into all the terminology, and we're fighting to get him an extra year of eligibility. I think the NCAA will be smart and grant it because he's earned it and deserves it really on his circumstances. And then hopefully we have an off season here to help him, because he needs that, and then he'll have the endurance he needs to compete every game.
Aaron in the front.
Billy, I think they missed bringing someone up to the stage here. What can you say?
Am I not good enough?
Well, there was another person that I think they missed.
Okay. I'm only going to speak for myself, which is hard enough.
You know where I'm going here. Just the play of X down
Right.
the stretch and just
Yeah.
the coolness,
Yeah.
the free throws, the three-pointer he hit.
Yep.
He's kind of like an old soul in some ways.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about the ability of him to hit those shots?
Well, I mean, he didn't play great. He didn't play a great game. You know, and he'll be the first one to tell you that in terms of like decisions, shot blocking, all that. But one of the things that we talked about this morning is the only thing we owe anyone, or the only people that we owe anything to, are the people in that locker room. The managers, the GAs, the coaches, the players, the support staff. We're the ones that are going to be up till 3 in the morning. We're the ones that have to wake up tomorrow and stretch. We're the ones that have to go get food. We're the ones that are practicing on Sundays when everybody's off. We're the ones that are here during spring break. And they don't owe anything to the externalization circumstances. And I thought last night when he missed those layups towards the end of the LaSalle game, he was like kind of looking around. And tonight he didn't do that. He played through his mistakes, and he was amazing in the overtime, like just straight up amazing. He left everything that had happened before it in the past, and he was intentional about being present. And I'm going to say, guys, he's a sophomore. He's a sophomore. Like, he's allowed to grow and get better. I think we've all forgotten what this is and what it used to be. Like, you're not changing that. There's still growth and maturity. So I'm so proud of what he did out there tonight in that last 8 minutes of that game.
Any further questions for Coach? You're right on the aisle.
John Titel from Hoops HT.
Hey, John.
Since you appreciate alliteration, now that you've defeated Dayton, how do you prepare for the Patriots?
Well, there'll be a lot of green and gold here in Cat 1 tomorrow. It's a road game. I've already just told our team that. And it's great for the A-10 because it'll be a great environment. We've had a wonderful battle with those guys the last time we've played them. They're a great team. They're physical. They're strong. You saw what they did in the second half tonight. And, you know, we're going to have to dig down deep and find, you know, really the fortitude mentally, emotionally, and physically to compete in this game. It's a quick preparation. We turn around and play very soon tomorrow, and after this overtime, it's even sooner. They're a great team. We're going to have to play really, really well, but I believe in us.
Jonathan, standing up.
Hey, John.
Sorry for getting in late.
You're good, John.
I'm sorry if you've addressed this already, but what do you do in this now 15 hours or whatever it
Yeah.
is? Do you do as little as possible or as much as possible?
I'll have like probably 5 or 6 slices of pizza that I'll try to run off on the treadmill and tomorrow morning, and it won't work. We'll watch, you know, we'll look through our review notes of our last game against Mason. We'll get these guys recovered and rest. We'll put a schedule together that maximizes sleep and recovery. And for us right now, you know, we've been through this a lot. You know, the last few years we've played 3 games. We don't have the day off because the A-10 switched that. But to me, it's all about message architecture right now. And so what can we properly message that they can carry into tomorrow's competition? Because they're going to have a lot of things going on. So it's just got to be simple, and then we got to play. That's it. You know, we're going to have to make – these guys are awesome. Mason's, like, terrific. Terrific.
We'll go to the front row on the aisle here.
Billy, Tom Archdeacon from Dayton. What was your message at the end of regulation when you get your kids together?
Compete. Like, believe. Know it. Like, this is what it is. Just continue to compete. I was really I mean, look, we missed – it's funny because both teams missed free throws. We missed them during a stretch that probably would have expanded the lead and not put us in that situation. And then they missed them to help us be in that situation. So I was really proud of the way we played off the missed free throw to push the ball, getting fouled. Justice's incredible play there at the end. It's just like, let's just continue to compete. Like, that's it. You know, it's not about ego and what we could have done earlier. It's just like, we got 5 minutes. Let's just go play St. Joe's basketball, and they did it. Dayton's awesome. They've had an unbelievable season. They're a great team. They're led by a great man. This was a great win for our program, and especially the way we did it. That we couldn't have done this before. The growth of the group defensively against an amazing team like Dayton shows a lot of the development of the program, so I'm proud of these guys.
Any further questions?
Okay, fellas. See
Thank
you in
you.
about 3 hours.
Thank you, Coach. Coach Anthony Grant and student athletes Nate Santos and Malachi Smith. We'll start off with an opening statement from Coach, take questions for the student athletes, and then questions for Coach.
Obviously disappointed in the outcome. You know, I felt like we were playing some of our best basketball down the stretch here, but you know, unfortunately today we came up short. Guys fought, you know, plays here or there, you know, obviously didn't go our way. Credit to St. Joe's, you know, and their team.
Okay, we'll now take questions for Nate and Malachi. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll get you the mic. State your name and affiliation. Dave.
David Jablonski, Dayton Daily News. Mally made a lot of big plays this year. How hard is it to lose a game in that manner with the missed free throw?
It's a little disappointing, you know, just for the outcome. We definitely want a different outcome as far as playing in March. So it's definitely going to be hard watching teams on TV and stuff like that. But like I say, I gave it my all. I think me and Nate as a captain, we gave it our all as far as the season goes. But, yeah, like I said before, it's a little disappointing. You know, this one hurts, but what we could do is move on right now.
Any further questions?
Nate, how did you guys get back in it? And, you know, can you sum up just what it feels like to lose a game in that manner when you guys were so close to achieving some of your goals?
Yeah, it definitely hurts. You know, I think kind of the fight that we showed, that's kind of what we found. And it's helped us win some games. Obviously, we came up short, but it definitely hurts to, you know, fight like that and come up short.
Okay, you guys are good to go. Thank you. We'll take questions for Coach. Go back to Dave.
Coach, one of the timeouts right before the comeback, I heard it seemed like you were getting on the guys and, you know, just trying to motivate them, and it worked at that point. You did get back in it. What did you say?
Yeah, I think you're probably talking about there was a stretch, maybe with 13 minutes to go. It was a two-possession game. And I just felt like the energy on the floor wasn't where it needed to be. You know, when you're dealing with young people, sometimes they get caught up in how things are going for them individually as opposed to what's going on with the team and what the team needs at that time. And I think that was probably what I was expressing at that time, that we had opportunities and they need to understand the big picture and not so get caught up in their individual, you know, feelings or how things were going for them as an individual and understand the big picture of it.
And what can you say to Malachi? I mean, like I said, he's made a ton of great plays, but, you know, a lot of people are going to blame this one on him for.
Yeah, we wouldn't have been in position to win, you know, without what he did throughout the game. That's one play and, you know, dozens of plays throughout the game.
Go to Tom on your left.
Yeah, Tom Archdeacon, Dayton. Anthony, when the end of regulation, when you gather your team, what was the message to them? What did you say that now that you got new life?
Yeah, I mean, we had 5 minutes, you know, to be able to go win the game, to be able to advance. And, you know, the guys were obviously disappointed that we weren't able to end it in regulation, you know, so it's just a matter of, you know, putting that behind us and moving forward with the next 5 minutes.
Dave.
Anthony, where would you sum up just this season? You guys fell short of your goals.
Yeah, that's a great question, David. Honestly, I got to reflect. I mean, honestly, if I'm being dead honest with you, I'm torn between whether this was a team that overachieved or underachieved, to be honest with you. You know, we've been through a lot. It's been you know, the best of times and the worst of times in terms of what this team has had to go through and how we've kind of had to manufacture some things. And so a lot of really good stuff, but then also some things that we had to overcome that were self-inflicted stuff, you know, that kind of put us in a little bit of a hole. So I think if I'm summing it up, I probably have to reserve that until I have more time to kind of reflect and see where things end up.
In 8 seasons now, you know your fan base. They are hungry.
Yeah.
You got to the tournament last year, but is what you've done, is it enough? Do you, this?
That's not for me to decide. I mean, I can tell you I give everything I have to it, and I feel like, the group we had, that it was important to them, and, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed.
Will you guys accept an NIT bid if it's offered, or is that something you got to think about?
As far as I know, yeah, I will. Yeah.
Tom.
Anthony, one thing, Amael, the defensive presence he was tonight, I mean, if you're looking for one little silver lining, what did you see in this kid?
Yeah, I mean, they're a difficult team to defend because they have, two really dynamic guards, and they put them in, so many ball screens and so many isolation plays that we ended up at times having to switch, and he had to keep Brown and Reynolds in front of him, and I thought he did a pretty good job of that. He was able to impact some shots around the rim. So for a freshman, I think this was great learning experience for him. I think he's got a really bright future, and we just got to continue to grow him.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Yep.